Okay, I'm here to talk about pathways. Pathways. What's going on with pathways? First of all, I want to deliver kudos and bouquets to those people who have gone into pathways and successfully negotiated their path to success. And I know there are some of you. I can see a couple. I want to also present kudos to those people who have gone in and struggled and failed and tried again. And I'm going to say, keep working on it. It's not as straightforward as some people may think. It does have a few kinks and a few twists on the road that you might have to negotiate to get through to what you need to do. So, kudos to both of you. And today, I want to take a look at what's happening with pathways at Oak Bay Toastmasters. I want to get some feeling from all of you as to what's going on. Who has managed to get through and get something done, who has not, who has struggled, and who has not yet entered into the path. So there isn't time to talk to everybody. Can I have, first of all, some people, just Soren, have you got a story for us about your pathways journey? I know you do.
Well, I did have some challenges at first, for sure. And like when, I guess it was a week ago, I was trying to get on there and print out some materials, and I wasn't able to find them very easily. So that was basically.
Did you find them?
I did end up finding them. It was a matter of not being able to figure out where those specific. Yeah. How things kind of interrelated with each other, or where they were, or how to find them, and now that I know where they are, they're the same on every kind of page. But I'm more of a visual person. Looking at I prefer a book. That's what I would prefer, but more than online resource. But that's just my preference. But I know that with the pathways, it's got so much more to offer. So I'm happy to.
Great. I'm glad you got what you needed out of it. How about, Mary had an experience with pathways. Tell us about yours.
Me?
Yeah.
Well, I was chewing nails about a week ago because I did the first 3 speeches on whatever project I'm in, as well as an evaluation, and I couldn't move any further because the flaming program wouldn't say that I had completed. Even though I checked off completed, it wouldn't say that I had completed it. So I couldn't figure out what to do, and I think with the help of Sherpas, Mary Wallace and Jack, I eventually grasped. But I found it really, really challenging, and I was so fed up with the program, figuring out where do I press and what is it that I still need to do. And I found out there was just one thing, that was Mary Wallace tipped me off to that. After you do an assignment, you have to do a self-assessment. And only after you do this self-assessment will it recognize that, but who knew? It doesn't tell you that anywhere. So I had to do a self-assessment, then I have to find out where do I do the self-assessment and how do I get back onto this so that I can do it. That was a whole other can of worms. But eventually I have to report after hours, and Jack's something or other that you said tipped me off to, I have to go back into launch program or open curriculum or something, which was in the button where I would never have looked for it. I could rant on about it. But anyway, eventually I did do it. I have marked, checked, and I can now move forward as of something a few days ago. But it really has been a struggle, honestly. And I'm not absurdly stupid. I don't think I'm just...
I appreciate the fact that you struggled. I struggled as well.
Oh, okay.
When I first went through it, I actually did both the assessments. You have to do one ahead of and at the end. I did them both and checked myself off completed, and then I looked, and I hadn't done it yet, so I had to go back and do it. So, I mean, there's all kinds of things going on. Who's not in it? Raise your hands who's not done pathways at all. Okay, and you're a new member, so you're you can
What if you barely started it?
Well,
I guess not in it?
What I see is there's a few people on the old program which are going to continue on the old program, and that's okay, except you're going to run out of steam eventually, and you're going to have to make a switch if you decide to stay with Toastmasters. for all new members, Pathways is the way to go. So everybody here, with the exception of the people that raised their hands, has gone on to Pathways. How many have got a path chosen? How many have not? Okay, why not, Tom?
Still trying to figure out what my password is.
Okay, so who else is not on yet?
Gave $20.
Are you not on, Brad?
I don't know.
You don't have to give them $20.
Well, I thought you did.
The first path is free. The
Okay.
second path
Okay,
costs you
well, I
$20.
guess okay, well,
So are you still, you're not on now, eh?
yeah, maybe, I don't know.
Oh,
I did the assessment, gave him $20, so I don't know.
okay. All right, anybody else, please, I'd like to get some feedback. Anybody else, please offer some feedback to us on the program so we can find out what the stumbling blocks are and what the issues are. Alex, you got some experience with it?
I've just started this. The one reason why I haven't gotten too in depth in Pathways is because I'm just trying to finish my DTM under the old system before before the deadline closes. So once I get that done, then that's when I'll really concentrate on
Then
Pathways.
you're moving into it. eh?
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody else? Oh,
Barb.
Barb.
I went on, chose my path or did the assessment. I did the icebreaker, but I had no idea how to do assessments before and after, so I guess I'm gonna have to go back and figure that out. So I haven't actually delved in to go to the second point yet, because I haven't booked anything, but
Okay.
I didn't know that, so.
okay,
I'll
fair
let you
enough. Anybody else? Yeah.
The only feedback that I would say is that for me it takes a long time. I have to click a lot of websites in order to get in there. Like it's really complicated to get in there. Like sometimes I go wrong and then I have to go back again, and then like it's hard to get into the pathway itself where you can see your assessments and all that.
Yeah, I appreciate that because I had to stumble around on it initially at first as well. Anybody else? Mary, you got something to say?
Well, I guess because I've been involved with it for a long time. And I went to a lot of webinars, like one every week for 3 months before we rolled out. So I didn't have those problems. I think what the problem is we want everything right there. The thing is, when you get to your project, it's step by step. It tells you exactly what to do, and it looks like people aren't doing that. Like they're not going step by step.
Yeah.
So I don't know how you make people realize
With
that
Pathways, it's really important.
yes, you have to go like this. You can't go like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Step, make the step.
It's not like, it's kind of a book, but not like the book you know about.
And there's lots of tutorials.
Yes.
And the tutorials tell you exactly what to do.
Okay, so I get it. There's some issues, and it's because it's a new system, and
Yeah.
people are trying to find their way, and sort of a lot of us are fumbling around. And once we got it, we got it. But it takes an investment of a certain amount of your personal time at the front end to be able to figure out what this is all about. It's not a perfect system. Yes.
I think one thing that might be important to recognize is that it's an evolving system, and that feedback is really good, and that they're looking to change it and evolve it if there are things that are frustrating.
Yeah. So it's ongoing. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I personally, I basically like it, but like anyone, I hate to have to sit through a tutorial, a video tutorial sometimes. I'd rather just speed read through like 3 paragraphs. And so it makes me
And the
sit
speed reading
and
is
watch
what-
this pretty person
That's the part that's
you know,
frustrating.
And being from the old school, I like the idea of being able to read. So it's just getting used to a different way. But
Alright.
they will respond to feedback.
Yep. Here's the deal. There's paperwork, project checklist, icebreaker, step by step, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 marks, 5 things to check. So there's your paper path. You can, if you can find this on the Pathways website you're in, you can. This is your your plan that you can go to. Yes, Mary?
Can I make a comment on that? I saw that and I found that, and I think it's deceptive, because you get the impression that you're supposed to check off all of these things somewhere. I mean, if you knew that you didn't have to. But I thought, okay, I begin, and then I realized there's nowhere to check off most of this. I don't know that the only thing that I need to check off that I actually need to do on Pathways is the last one. The last one is the self-assessment at the end.
Pre and post self-assessment.
But since you don't have to do any of the other ones, why would you think you have to do the last one? You don't actually.
You do, but anyway, this is your plan. This is the most important piece of paper, the project checklist. There's one for the icebreaker, there's one for the evaluation and feedback section, and this is your guideway to get through and figure out what you're doing. So you find this and you print it off, and you can just check it, make some notes, and keep track of what you're doing. And it will take you to that point. There's also, all of the forms are available, all the evaluation forms that go with each of the segments. And I'm going to help you with getting through that. What I've done right now is I've prepared about a 25-minute video. You've seen it. I think Soren may have looked at it. Maybe, hopefully. No? Okay, I know Mary looked at it, and she spent about 25 minutes, and it helped. So what I want to do, first of all, is circulate that to everyone. And the other thing I want to do is all of this paperwork, there are links that I can give you that take you directly there as well, so you can know exactly where you're going to get the information you need. And that's coming through.